Hello, everybody, and welcome to Potty Mouth. I will be the single host tonight. I should be having a co-host with me coming up pretty soon, but for now, I'm going to be taking some test runs and just sharing some insight about me. And tonight, we're going to have 5 reasons parenting makes me crave tequila. For some people, it may be vodka, could be wine, could be beer. My particular drink was always tequila. I mean, usually. I don't drink anything really. But the number one reason that parenting made me crave alcohol was because of DNA traits from their father. There's a lot of things that you don't notice about people when you're madly in love with them. And I'm going to let you know that I was never a very good I don't know. I don't know how to say it without it being really bad. Not like these people are bad people, but in hindsight, it was like, what the fuck was I thinking? But I do love my children, but the DNA traits of their father made it extremely difficult to want to be sober all the time because it was just like little mini versions of him running around. And, um, that's their individual personality, but it just was hard sometimes not to tell them, you're acting just like your father. Wasn't their choice that I decided to create a baby with him, and it was a good time. But I try not to ever make them feel bad for things that they didn't have a choice over. So, and I do love them dearly, but it's just really hard. Raising kids is hard. Like you don't get a manual, right? They're not just like born and the doctor goes, "Oh, congratulations, here you go. This kid's gonna like a lot of quiet, less stimulation, or this kid's gonna be like all over the place as he grows up and probably gonna be getting in a lot of trouble just because he likes to test the boundaries, right?" There's just you don't have that, so you got to kind of play it by ear. But one of the second reasons was that I started out really young. Like I was a teenage parent. People were always judging me and making me feel bad. I mean, I loved it. I was just so damn proud to be the mother of this baby. Being a teenage parent, there were a lot of conversations about would you want to have an abortion or would you put the child up for adoption? And in my heart, I just cringed and just felt my heart squeezing and my soul just being crushed if I thought about someone else raising my baby. And abortion wasn't really an option for me. I mean, I was only 14 years old, but it's still, I knew how to love a child, you know? And so I started out really young, and people, they really were hard. Like those baby boomer women, I worked in an office for a while, and there were a lot of women that were, nearing retirement age back then. And this is like 30, I'm going to be 50 soon. So however old he's going to be, 35. Oh my God, he's going to be 35. So anyways, these women were horrid, and they would say things like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 17." And they're like, "How old's your son?" And then I would tell him how old he is, and I'd be like, if you're really good at math, you could figure that out real quick, how old he is, or how old how old I was when I had him. Sorry. And I would tell them, I would say, I just read in the paper last week that a 30-year-old woman took her newborn baby and put it in a freaking dumpster. Like, I didn't do that with my son. I held him in my lap. I loved him. I read him books. I bathed him. I cared for him. I fed him. Did my damnedest to even breastfeed him, but he was a little shit, and it just didn't work out. So he ended up being bottle fed. But so that really kind of started me off a lot younger, reaching for some alcohol for comfort. Like damn. I just want to be happy and feel like a good person and feel like people are like, "Oh, you're a good mom. Look at your cute little kid." Not, "Oh, how old are you?" But that's one of the reasons that parenting made me crave alcohol. And then let's put this one into play. The majority of my 4 children were boys, 3 boys and 1 girl. And if you have children and you've raised a boy and a girl, raised them both, you are acutely aware that boys are a lot different than girls. And in some ways, they were easier, but they were so much more rambunctious and just tearing stuff up, running through the house more, you know, just all those boy things that they do. And they were great kids because they had to be, because I made them mind. But just dealing with all of that, having 4 children, I became a single parent. And then I picked a boyfriend that was like, I just craved to be loved so much that I picked this really terrible boyfriend. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing, but that will save that for another day. But the majority of my children were boys. And then this daughter came along. My 4th child was a daughter. She should be here now, but she'll get here. And she just, changed the whole dynamic. But another reason that parenting made me crave alcohol was because I would say this with the most respect possible, but we were kind of trailer trash. We live modestly, which then it was not good, but now it's turning out to be quite lucrative because everything I have is paid for, and I live in this giant double wide that it's like almost 2,000 square foot, and I've got like 5 bedrooms, and I occupy all of them with some sort of, something. But trailer trash. So it was just kind of expected that mom would be single parent that would drink. So just the pressures of society, I think, and just being poor in general, I could always afford alcohol. So, and then the 5th reason that I craved alcohol while parenting was because I created a daughter that's even bigger and bolder than me, if that's possible. And that little bitch was hard to raise. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I say that very lovingly. But she just came along with a whole hell of a lot of my traits, which I couldn't see yet. And then, of course, her father's traits. And this created a very dynamic young lady. And she's getting even bolder as she's getting older. She's been through some traumas before that have been very unfortunate that we've gotten through together. But it's mostly her trauma. I can't even begin to imagine what she may feel like and what she thinks. And now she's in her mid-20s and going through some more stuff. And she is definitely in your face, get the fuck out of here. Like, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you, you're going to know, and I'm going to move away from you. And basically, I just don't have time for you, because if it doesn't serve me, it's not good. And I'm glad that she's that way, because I'm here to tell you that the majority of my life, up until probably maybe 40, when I got done with college, I was a late bloomer for college, but um, I just lived under this horrible, I don't even know how to explain it, but I did nothing that served me. I did everything that served everyone else. And I think many of you would probably know, after a while, you just feel like you're invisible, right? I mean, you don't know who you are anymore. You're taking care of your family. Maybe you're going to college. Maybe, you know, you're single parent. I don't know. Maybe you don't have a parent of your own to have any connection to. And that really sucks. I mean, at least I had good parents, kind of. Trailer trash parents. How's that? But yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And I was not in a very good place earlier in my life. And I'm so happy for this woman that I've developed into. I'm almost 50 years old. I'll be 50 next month. And it just is really I couldn't be who I was today if I hadn't gone through what I did before. And many, many times I look back on that girl in the past and I say, thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for sticking it out. Thanks for letting people judge you and you not giving a fuck about it and keeping on doing what you needed to do to better your life and your children's life. So I really reached for a lot of alcohol. Just like, it's a miracle I'm alive. And that's not funny, but I should have known better, but it just snuck up on me in a way. And then I got married. My kids are all grown up now. And then I got married to a man who's very, he's a wonderful man, like as wonderful as a man can be for the money that he has and what, what he thinks, how he shows his love and appreciation to me. No one's ever going to love me like that. And I totally love it, but we were drinking together and then that just got more and more. And finally now I do not drink anymore. If you drink, that's fine. I'm around people that drink. I'm not the kind of person that probably could have one drink because it just finally exploded to the point that one drink was not going to be enough. And so in a night, I would just keep drinking more and more and more. But some people don't have that gene, and I have that gene. I got that gene real bad. And I loved drinking. I mean, gosh, we had so many good times. Lots of great conversations that I don't remember, but they flowed well, and I spent a lot of time with my family. I do have some regrets that my kids had to see me really drunk a few times. Well, many times, I'm sure. And at holidays, I was always the person that had a lot to drink. It's like noon and Thanksgiving, and I'm already falling on the floor or something. But that time of my life has passed, and I can't change those regrets. I can't do anything about it to go back. And all I can say is what didn't kill my kids made them stronger. So that's good. Everybody tells me, oh, that's your child. He's there. He's a really great person. Or that's your daughter. She's a really great person. And so if you're out there thinking that parenting isn't all that it's cracked up to be, it's because it's fucking not. It's hard as fuck, man. And when your kids are little, you get these little cute cutesy things about them, but they're really just tiny assholes. Like they're gonna be little shits in a way. I'm not saying that your kid is terrible. I mean, maybe, but their personalities are already there when they're toddling around your house, and that's who they are. And they just cry and whine and they demand things for themselves. And who doesn't want to fucking drink? That doesn't sound like a good time. So anyway, this has been Podcast for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on about the 5 reasons that parenting always made me want to drink. But it's not my kids' fault that I drink. Let's be clear on that.